of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, from last-minute lobbying to heated debates, Nestor Lecanto has the latest on the controversial resolution that will terminate the public health emergency. And could articles of impeachment be thrown out prior to impeachment trial? Tomas Manglutnia is in the CNMI and has the story. And during session this morning, lawmakers voted and passed 10 bills that will now head to the governor for her signature. These stories and more right here, right now on Primetime.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and thanks for tuning in to your news leader. The controversial resolution to terminate the public health emergency will be discussed at an upcoming legislative session. Senators voted to approve placing it on the agenda, but not without a lot of procedural debate and what appeared to be some last-minute lobbying. Here's more.
Friday's session ended with fiery speeches by resolution sponsor Senator Sen Duenas and Speaker Therese Terlahi about what each has done to get ready for an expected vote. Monday's session resumed with the Speaker trying to navigate through a lot of back-and-forth procedural maneuvering.
There's been a call for roll call on the vote for a call of the House. There's been one call for roll call. Two calls for roll call. Third call for roll call. So we will have a roll call vote on the motion for a call of the House.
Duenas told us Friday that he would push for a standalone session on his high-profile resolution, which is aimed at ending the public health emergency or at least ending the health mandates. Eventually, he made his move.
After so much debate on this floor, Friday night, why aren't we moving this resolution?
Is this
and
a
here
motion?
We are today. It's a motion.
You're recognized for motions.
It is
Senator
a motion.
Duenas, so I'd like to hear the
just
motion.
to make it abundantly clear, who
Is there
doesn't
a motion?
want to hear
Is
this
there a
motion?
motion, Senator Duenas?
I
Otherwise,
move
you're out of
right
order.
now to place Resolution 29136 on the session agenda, and I'd like to move it later to discuss this.
Point of inquiry. Am I allowed to make an amendment to that motion? Okay.
It's a motion to place. It's not debatable. We are going to vote on it. There's been an objection, so.
Okay. I'm just questioning if I'm able to add to that to incorporate that this bill be heard within the next, be publicized.
There was a public hearing already, Senator. You're out of
sorry.
order.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker.
We are going to proceed with the vote.
In the end, the motion to place it on the agenda passed, and a follow-on motion to recess to accommodate the open government law 5-day notice also passed. Session is now scheduled for April 14th at 9 a.m., with administration officials expected to testify again about why the public health emergency should not be terminated. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Meanwhile, we spoke again with resolution sponsor Senator Duenas, who doubled down on his push to end the public health emergency.
In our research, we have found that there's several statements that states do not have to be in a public health emergency to use a myriad of programs, all of them of which we're using on Guam. We need to put that on the record, Nestor. What is the official reasoning behind that? I feel for the folks in the medical community if they've had to believe that we have to be in this public health emergency to use some of these resources if that's not completely accurate.
Hawaii Governor Ige executive order. He says the administration has used the increased SNAP benefits as an example of what would be lost if the public health emergency is terminated. But Duenas says Hawaii Governor David Ige issued a standalone order that ensures the SNAP benefits continues after the emergency is ended.
The governor can easily
Duenas says another
mandates.
reason for ending the emergency is ending the health mandates.
Even evidence that we're heading towards a surge. I think, you know, finally, we need to live with COVID, and our government needs to live with COVID and be just as nimble as the private sector is. So, I don't know why we're getting, wrapped around the axle on mandates when that power always exists. And we need to be going in and out of this because COVID, is not going to go away.
He says 41 states have already ended their public health emergencies. Overshadowed somewhat by the maneuvering over the health emergency termination resolution was the other legislative business. Legislative April 1st, senators passed a total of 10 bills that will be sent to the governor for action. They include Senator Joe San Augustine's bill to provide an exemption that authorizes the construction of a 41-megawatt peaking generator within 1,300 feet of Jose Rios Middle School. They also approved Senator Tony Atta's measure to require GovGuam employees who resigned to take a drug test in order to retain their reemployment rights. Also passed was Senator Telo Taitaqui's bill to establish licensing requirements for businesses engaged in child placement, and Speaker Therese Terlahi's measure that allows private companies and certain government agencies to provide studies on the qualifications of adoptive homes. And finally, lawmakers also approved Senator Sabina Perez's measure to strengthen procurement rules for small purchases. Over in the NMI, the war of words between the Senate and the House extends into the impeachment trial of Governor Ralph Torres. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglutnia reports on the big questions that have yet to be answered. Will the Senate really move forward without a House prosecutor? And is it possible the Senate will dismiss all the articles of impeachment before the trial even begins?
Tonight, the Senate impeachment trial of Governor Ralph Torres is reaching a tipping point. Two major questions loom as lawmakers are on edge. Will the Senate hold a trial without a House prosecutor? And is it possible for the articles of impeachment to be dismissed before the trial even begins? Senate President Jude Hofschneider told KUAM Sunday that they are sticking to the rules, essentially rejecting the House's proposal for a team of. But the senator says the offer to Representative Karina Magofnia to serve as the lone prosecutor still stands after the Speaker and Impeachment Committee Chair declined the role. In his March 29 letter, Hofschneider gave a stern warning, saying that if Representative Magofnia fails to file and enter an appearance, the Senate will move forward with the impeachment deadlines and impeachment hearing, with or without a House impeachment prosecutor. Last week, House leadership gathered the media to make their case public.
We give the next generation the opportunity. Group of legislators down the road that would face this type of injustice. We want to fight this forward so that
the fight brings to the forefront deep partisan division, further drawing lines in the sand.
They can't proceed without us. With this effort we are making in terms of pleading with them to untie our hands and also give us the opportunity to select a team.
And the Senate's hands aren't tied either. The last rule in the book, Rule 44, provides a catch-all provision allowing the Senate to change its rules. That's unlikely to happen. Meanwhile, the governor is facing off with the House committee members in Superior Court, challenging the legislative subpoena that he was held in contempt for violating in December. Today, the governor says he's not backing down.
I mean, you heard both arguments, so I'll just wait to what Judge Bella comes out. But for me, again, there is separation of branch of government, and so I am sticking to that.
Tomas Manglutnia for KUAM News on Saipan.
In Superior Court today, Donovan, Allan, Chargoff, Ornelas appeared before Judge Alberto Tolentino for an ex parte application hearing. The ex parte request was for a second forensic evaluation to be performed. During the hearing, Ornelas told Judge Tolentino that his family is getting death threats. As we reported, it was back in January of 2021 when Ornelas beheaded 51-year-old Andrew Ray Castro in Santa Rita for allegedly placing his family in danger. According to court documents, Ornelas admitted he drove to Dededo and left Castro's head in an abandoned vehicle in the jungle. He's charged with murder as a first-degree felony, aggravated assault as a second-degree felony, all carrying a special allegation of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony in Castro's death. His next court hearing will be on April 6th. 37-year-old Jerome Camacho Cruz appeared before Judge Vern Perez for a status hearing. At this time, his attorney, Ana Maria Gale, is awaiting discovery in the case. It was back on February 20th of this year that Castro allegedly accused a man of stealing from him and shot him at a residence in Dededo. The victim was taken to the hospital where physicians determined that the bullet entered into his lower abdomen and exited out of his back. At the time of the arrest, Cruz was on pretrial release in a separate case where he was charged with possession with intent to deliver and possession of a firearm without a firearm identification card. He's being charged with attempted murder, second and third degree aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm without a firearm identification card. He'll appear again before Judge Perez on April 7th for a continued status hearing. More than 13,000 pieces of counterfeit shopping bags and face masks arrived from China were recently seized by the Customs and Quarantine Agency Maritime Contraband Enforcement Team. On March 16th of 2022, a container was inspected believed to have counterfeit items. The inspection resulted in identifying 1,625 pieces of suspected contraband trademark nylon bags, as well as 12,030 pieces of suspected counterfeit trademark face masks. Of the various intellectual property right items seized, notable trademark violations include various Disney items, Peanuts, Sesame Street, Hello Kitty, Sanrio, and Marvel. A total of 40 non-trademark nylon bags and face masks were released to the consignee. The remaining seized items are being held by Customs for final disposition. The Guam Contractors License Board has a new executive director. Siriaco Chuck Sanchez accepted the governor's nomination during the CLB board meeting on Friday, April 1st. He was noted to be very outstanding and very prominent individual.
I'm looking forward to working with this board so that we have a very happy ending to all the public, contractors and all that, to include the board members in our decisions.
Linda Banez has since stepped down as acting executive director and has returned to her duties at the Department of Public Works. And still to come on Your News Leader, Public Health releases a surveillance report of the past 2 years of the COVID pandemic. These stories and more coming up next.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Here at Nimitz Towers, we're a large-scale rental complex. We have over 20 employees, and when the pandemic hit, our concerns were people not being able to work, loss of revenue and income, and luckily, due to PPP, we were able to keep all our employees employed, working. We were able to provide services, maintenance, and cleanliness for the building and the operation. Also, the rental assistance program helped us stay solvent during the pandemic and helped us keep the tenants in place.
We're thankful for Congressman San Nicolas advocating for these funds on our behalf in Washington, D.C.
If you have any concerns about any federal issues, feel free to contact your congressman's office.
Thank you for the federal funds. Thank you for the federal funds. Thank you for the federal funds.
Thank you for the federal funds.
Thank you for the federal funds. Thank you for the federal funds.
Paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
The Guam Ethics Commission is scheduled to meet at noon on April 22nd to discuss recent controversial events at a Guam Visitors Bureau board meeting.
That will be the first opportunity the commission will have to openly discuss and to come up with their position on the bill. But
Executive Director Jesse Kangas had said the commission could possibly look at the issue in a meeting this week, but instead tells KUAM the commission will handle the topic at its regularly scheduled meeting on the 22nd. GVB President Carl Gutierrez in the Bureau's last meeting called out several board members for what he said were conflicts of interest. The island hit the low-risk category based on the CDC community risk metric a few days ago. However, according to lead epidemiologist Dr. Annette David, this doesn't mean we're in the clear.
Guam is a small population, right? So what that means is the day-to-day variability can be quite significant. So a change in new admissions in the hospital by 1 or 2 patients a day, or a change in new cases by 1 or 2 cases a day, can mean a big shift in terms of the rates. And so I believe what public health is doing is monitoring over a few days to ensure that we stay in the low category.
Dr. David added that low risk doesn't mean zero risk. Residents should remain vigilant and continue practicing mask wearing, as well as getting vaccinated and boosted for better protection against COVID. Public health will continue to monitor our low-risk positions, and once they're certain will stay that way, they can officially certify the island of its low-risk status. The Food and Drug Administration has added Guam to the list of states and territories where sotrovimab is not authorized for the treatment of COVID-19. Lead epidemiologist Dr. Annette David.
Getting ready with their PPE. The reason for that is because of the mutations that have happened with BA.2. Sotrovimab no longer is able to work as well.
One of the most important things to know is that
Dr. David stated the reasons why Guam is on the list for the discontinued use for sotrovimab is because out of the samples that were sent for genome sequencing in February, majority of it came back as BA.2. There are still other treatments available on island effective against COVID, such as the monoclonal antibody beptevimab and the COVID antiviral pills Paxlovid and Molnupiravir. It's been 2 years since Guam has had its first COVID case. To see how far the island has gone against the virus, Public Health conducted a 2-year COVID-19 surveillance summary. Daniel Perez reports.
2 years and 3 surges later, the island continues to fight against COVID. Territorial epidemiologist Dr. Ann Pabutsky broke down Public Health's findings in Guam's battle against COVID for the past 2 years, beginning with the surges.
Basically see our 3 surges over the past 2 years. It starts there small, and then we see alpha, and then we see our nice honeymoon phase after alpha, and then delta hits us back in August, September, continues in through November, and the last huge spike in cases, that is Omicron. Omicron hit us hard with cases.
As compared to the 2 previous surges, Omicron caused a lot more COVID cases in the community, but far less hospitalizations and ICU admissions. There was also a difference in the age groups that were catching the virus early on in the pandemic.
It started with the leading group was those age 40 to 59, and then it switched over to the 18 to 39 group.
Until recently, it was the 18 to 39 group with the high case count, but DPHSS is now seeing a lot of the elderly contracting the virus. She detailed what else Public Health found out in the 2-year report.
We did see an increase in female cases from 2020 to 2022 and a decrease in male cases, but we did see the opposite trend among the deaths, with males becoming an increasing proportion of the deaths from 2020 all the way through 2021 and 2022.
And during the Omicron surge, it was the elderly population who were the most affected.
The majority of deaths occurred in those over 60 years of age. And there has been one of the key findings was we saw this, but we didn't have the numbers to back it up, but there was a definite increase in the deaths among the old people, those 80 plus in 2022 during Omicron.
Public Health continues to make a plea to the island's elders to take extra precautions to remain safe and COVID-free. After taking a look back at the previous surges, Dr. Pabutsky says the island is in good shape in terms of vaccination and COVID preparedness, but should continue to remain vigilant should another surge arise. Daniel Perez, reporting for KUAM News.
Teachers, counselors, administrators, and the community will have an opportunity Tuesday to voice their thoughts, concerns, and suggestions at a virtual public hearing on a legislative measure that outlines the duties of a school counselor, as well as the requirements to become one, including expectations for current school counselors. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan reports.
Bill 254-36 mirrors the American School Counselor Association, basically the framework that guides school counseling programs nationwide. The bill of 19 pages put together by school counselors island-wide was recently introduced by the committee chair on education, Senator Talina Nelson. Ramona Nelson is a counselor with Benevente Middle School.
I'm a huge proponent for this bill. I feel very strongly that we need this. This will only strengthen the role of school counselors. This will help all our students, and it'll benefit them in many different ways, because what we're essentially, this bill is trying to do is put the focus back on the role of the school counselor as it was intended.
American School Counselor Association provides a comprehensive school counseling program that is focused on the emotional needs of our students, provides for their academic needs, and helps them prepare for college and careers down the line. The bill comes at a time when adults and children across the globe are facing mental health challenges during the global COVID-19 pandemic. It also details the inappropriate duties. Leilani Guerrero, a board member of the KUAM Association of School Counselors, and Nelson shared how this measure will benefit students.
If we're focused so much on the inappropriate duties, then it shortchanges the students. By stipulating it in a bill, not only are we able to educate the community, this is what your school counselors will be doing, should be doing, there won't be any more questions about what we do.
We know that at times school counselors have been asked to do many tasks that may not or not are not aligned with the ASCA model that we follow in our SOPs.
Guam Department of Education Deputy Superintendent of Operations Erica Cruz noted that GDOE is drafting a stance on the bill. She mentioned that GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez wants to meet with school counselors to discuss and talk about their concerns. The virtual public hearing regarding the measure is scheduled for Tuesday, April 5th via Zoom at 5 p.m. Reporting for KUAM News, Guahu Isaiah Uggan.
Stay tuned. Up next, Dave Delgado with your roundup of local sports, and still to come, how you can vote for Sabu, a musician representing the Northern Marianas on NBC's American Song Contest. Keep it here.
Beautiful. It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
Oh! Jack, this is incredible. How'd you...
I started with my famous toasted sourdough, 2 melty cheeses, and grilled onions, all on 100% beef.
Jack, we were talking about the room.
Yeah,
just the room. Yeah.
My sourdough patty melt combos. Order on the Jack app today.
Say hello to the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With Money Map, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light, or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With Money Map from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get the show started tonight with some baseball highlights from the Guam Major League being played at the Paseo Stadium. Check it out.
The IT&E Rays and Crown's chassis specialist Paradise Dodgers took to the diamond to kick off the season. There are 12 teams making up the Guam Major League. The Rays led 1-0 after the first inning. Dodgers come back to score 5 runs in the top of the second and 2 more in the top of the third to go ahead 7-2 after 4 innings. Fred Cepeda got the win with 2 strikeouts. Ground out to third, picked up by J.R. Haddock. Throw to first. Randy Alcantara with the catch for the out. Rays batter Vic Fernandez with the grounder to Sean Muñoz Jr. with the throw to first to get the Dodgers out of the inning. Muñoz at the plate rips the shot to left for the base hit. The game was called after a rain delay, with the Dodgers winning 11-2. Ryan Martinez finished 3 for 5 at the plate with a run and 3 RBIs. Sean Muñoz Jr. 3 for 5, 2 runs, an RBI and a double. Randy Alcantara 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a double. J.R. Haddock 1 for 4, a run with a double. Ryan Palomo 2 for 5, 2 runs, 2 RBIs and a home run. In other games, the Junior Nationals picked up the win over the Jigo Typhoons 4-1. Franklin Annette Jr. earned the win with 6 strikeouts. Nolan Cruz got the save with 3 strikeouts. Pirates, they beat the Junior Redhawks 5-3. Don Juan Franquez picked up the win with 3 strikeouts. Deshaun Apathy 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Boomer Farron 1 for 3 with an RBI and a double. The Guam Basketball Confederation Spring Break Youth Camp takes place April 11th through the 15th at the National Training Center in Teason. The camp is for boys and girls grades 1st through 8th. Come out and have fun during spring break, learning the fundamentals of basketball, get exposure with Guam national coaches, and improve training habits. Participants will also get introduced to 3-on-3 competition. The camp runs from 9 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon at a cost of $150 per player. Register at www.guam.basketball.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Unified Communications, UC, is the next step in a business phone system. Introducing Docomo Pacific UC, your business phone. Instant messaging, video, voicemail, fax, and more. All unified on one platform and delivered through the cloud. Merge your desk phone with your mobile device. Turn voice calls into video conference. UC reduces phone costs. UC boosts productivity. Work better together with Docomo Pacific UC.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Tonight, we feature California Pizza Kitchen as one of the many island businesses who have gotten Guam Visitors Bureau Safe certified and received the WTTC Safe Travel stamp.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
My name is Jennifer McFerrin, and I'm the Marketing Manager for CPK. We felt that it was important to convey that we are on board with trying to keep our guests and our staff safe in this crazy time. So it was a nice way to kind of join the community and also combine with GVB to tell our off-island guests and our visiting guests that Guam is a safe place and that there are a lot of options for safe dining establishments here. I think what it means is that there is an outside body that looks at our procedures and what we're doing to keep everyone safe, and that it just a little bit easier for the customer to decide and discern where they want to, patronize when they have so many choices. We want them to feel comfortable and like they're coming into a place where they can actually relax and enjoy themselves. And so that stamp, that sticker, it's a really big way to show that. So CPK has done all of the things that DPHSS has suggested and has given us for best practices. Of course, these include all of our standard things like checking temperatures at the door, sanitation, hand sanitizing when guests come in, and of course the same thing for our staff. We also do the contact tracing logs, and check vaccination records. And of course, the sanitation is a huge deal. We already previously had timers that indicated to our staff when it was time to wash our hands. We just increased the frequency and make sure we're really on top of it. Of course, mask use, social distancing, all of the standard procedures to make sure that everybody is safe, staff and guests included.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
A big night is ahead for the Marianas on American Song Contest. Matthew Sablon, who goes by Sabu, will be performing Tuesday night on the show. Here's a sneak peek of the song he will be singing.
And I don't know what to do. Besides sing a little song about this and that to you. But I know one thing is true. Sunsets and sea turtles came here together for you.
There's 3 different ways you can vote to keep him on the show, and we hope that you do. You can vote via the NBC app or vote online at nbc.com/ASCvote, or you can vote on TikTok by searching American Song Contest on either of these applications. There's a limit of 10 votes per artist, per email, or TikTok account. And we wrap up the show with your birthday shoutouts. Here's Jason Solis.
Welcome back to the work week, everyone. Welcome April 4th, and welcome our birthday celebrants for today. Happy birthday to Justin Jesse St. Augustine, who celebrates birthday number 22 in 2022. That is awesome. Happy birthday, blessings, Justin Jesse. Love the whole familia. A wonderful and happy birthday to our loving, beautiful, and caring daughter, Jenica Padilla Remelick. We all love and miss you dearly. God bless you always. With all the love in the world, say Daddy, Mommy, Jaden, Jacia, Jericho, your hubby Kono, Grandpa and Grandma Jigo, Grandma Becky and Papa Rick, and the Sablan, Padilla, Remelick, Borja, and Manabusan familias. And happy belated birthday wishes going out to Penelope, who was born on the last day of March. Biba cumpleaños to my little helper. Hope you enjoyed this special day. God bless and guide you every day. See Auntie Mary, Uncle B, and the rest of the family. And born on April the 3rd. I can't even get my month straight. April the 3rd. Juan Jose Napati Tyron, who celebrates birthday number 19 this year, coming from your mom, Jennifer, Uncle Donald, Napu, and the entire family, who all say we love you and we hope you enjoy your special day.
You can be a part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. And that's